This is the best household time-honoured roast chicken, which we cook in our AEG oven. Pretty much a straightforward roast chicken, but obviously if I choose to do it, we do something a little different. You know, and I like to think I do things with a bit of an edge, and I guess cooking at home is completely different to cooking in a restaurant, and I certainly enjoy cooking at home. The best thing to do is to, obviously, it's ingredients first. So this gorgeous free-range chicken, big plump full breasts, nice and dry, all the feathers, you know, pluck out all the pin feathers, clean cavity, make sure there's nothing inside like the neck or any of the giblets. And the next thing we need to do is choose some very, you know, aromatic herbs, something that's going to really permeate the flesh and give a gorgeous scent to the chicken. And we're accompanying it also with some little roast vegetables, again things that are aromatic, but these Florentine onions, little Tuscan onions, which just simply be roasted and absorb the chicken fat as we cook, so they become very unctuous and you know, plump and sweet. Again, acid for the chicken, you know, important. Also for the sweetness of the onions, so we have that balance there, and also the smell of the lemon is going to permeate the chicken flesh as we cook. I've got a few things here. This is a natural accompaniment to onions. I think it's classic, which is just fresh marjoram. Beautiful herb. We have fresh bay leaves. Always use fresh, rather, you know, never dry. So if you don't have this, you could use perhaps fresh thyme. People use lemon thyme. I'm not a big fan, so just a straight thyme. I've also been out yesterday and actually foraged a little bit of wild fennel. So it's an incredible, you know, licorice smell. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is, you know, perfect for, you know, perfect again for chicken. This is a natural sort of natural partners for the chicken. First thing to do is give a really good seasoning. I use it's the Murray River salt, but you can use any sort of fleur de sel rather than the sort of soft, the coarse mineral salt. I prefer this. So plenty of salt in the cavity, and also a good grinded pepper. And this is really going to season the bird from the inside and the outside. And again, very straightforward. Just cut that lemon in quarters lengthways. Next stage, shove in some of those fresh herbs. So don't be shy with the herbs, because you need quite a lot to you know, produce the aroma that the chicken's going to need. Also fills the cavity, makes sure the chicken cooks more evenly. So plenty of this fennel as well. I might use these little bulbs in with the onions, so we'll just leave those separate. Just finish it off with another bit of lemon there, just to really close the cavity, so when we tie the legs over, none of that's going to fall out. Just show a really simple way of trussing them, and you don't need to be a Boy Scout or a not expert to do this. So just very straightforward. I just tie the chicken. Doesn't really matter how you do it, as long as the chicken's, you know, tight in a nice even shape. Just cross his little legs and pull them tight over the cavity. Just cut it off there. And then I can just simply, at home, I don't make any great fuss, but just tuck the wings in and basically tie right around the breast. Just go around a few times so that the knot holds. And I've just asked my butcher. I bought the chicken this morning, and I've asked him for a couple of metres of butcher's twine, which he was happy to give. And we'll probably do just one more, just around the thighs, again just to hold them into a nice neat shape so that it roasts evenly. Just over the thigh bones here. See, I just give it a bit of a twist there with the knot, just locks the knot as I tie it up. and that's it. So straight into the roasting pan like that. I'll probably put it inside wood so that the AEG oven has got a very strong fan cooking module. So we're just going to put the legs first forward so that they roast first, and then it protects the breast a bit because the breast cooks faster than the legs. We have a little Florentine onions, so they're just simply cut in half just to prepare them. Just remove the root. You can cut them straight through the paper, and that just makes it a little easier just to peel off the outer layers. A couple more of those. You really can't have too many onions with chicken. You end up with the delicious sweet roasting juices after, so that's why I always use onions and garlic in with the chicken, because of the meat juices. As they caramelize with the sugars of the onion and make a really delicious sweet accompaniment to the chicken. So we put them up like that. I've also got some cloves of garlic, place those around. Other thing I do is just, again with the lemon, we're just doubling up on what we've put inside the chicken. And those onions will melt and also balance the sweetness of the onions. We've got this gorgeous little wild fennel here. Just trim those roots up a little. Not too much, is quite powerful, this wild fennel. If you can't find wild fennel, or you can just buy baby fennel from the grocer and use the fronds out of the top. They're not nearly as aromatic. And lastly, just really good olive oil over the lot. And then rubbing all over the chicken so the oil coats it evenly. And then a really good season with that salt. Don't be frightened at this stage. It's really difficult to season the chicken afterwards. It's much better to do it this stage and do it correctly, and that's really just through experience, but you can see I've seasoned it quite liberally. And again, lots of freshly ground black pepper over that chicken. And that's it, and that's ready to put into the oven. We've preheated the oven at 200 degrees, and we've put it on the turbo fan mode, which is the best for this. It gives a really good even cooking and quite fast. So that will now take about an hour and a quarter, hour and a half for I think it's about a size 12 bird, so 1.2 kilos. So about an hour and a quarter for a 1.2 kilo bird. So adjust the cooking time according to the size of the bird, but that's the average size that you'll get in most good butchers. Okay, great. So we have our beautiful chicken. It's been in the oven for about an hour and 20. Beautifully done. You can see with the turbo roast function, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's cooks quite quickly, so the skin's very, very crisp. The fat bubbles in under the skin, so there's no need. A lot of recipes tell you to put butter in under the skin and everything. All that does really is lift the skin off the breast. It doesn't make it any moist. It's down to the cooking and the quality of the bird. You can see how crisp that is, and that seasoning has put this gorgeous crust on top. So when you eat it, just really this mouth attack with flavour. It's absolutely beautiful. To tell that it's cooked, there's a couple of ways. So you might just press your knife down in between the thigh. That's the thickest bit there, between the thigh bone and the breast. Just bring it up and just put it onto the bottom lip, and it should be quite hot to the bottom lip. If it's warm, just put it back in the oven for about 10 more minutes. You can even turn the oven off and just let the residual heat of the oven cook the chicken through. You might also want to just put your plates in there at that stage just to warm them through. So there's nothing worse than putting your beautifully cooked chicken onto a cold plate. So at this stage, I think it's always nice to present the bird to your guests. I've just used some of the herbs that we used before, just to put there and just present it there. It's really aromatic. It's really nice, and just show everyone how clever you are. And then you can just bring it back to the kitchen bench. Just remove that string. You see how simple the trussing method was. Just also to take off, and we've used the wax string so it doesn't stick to the skin. We've gone to all this effort to make this beautiful crisp bird, and you're going to rip the skin off with the string. So we're just going to carve a little bit just to so you can really see how moist that bird is. It's absolutely delightful as it is hot. It's always nice when you carve and present is to put a bit of each part of the bird on a plate. It is so hot. Then we have here our beautiful onions, and you can see how gorgeous and melting they are. They've just been sitting in that chicken fat. Some of the baby fennel, some of the garlic, and then the best part of all is these gorgeous roasting juices, which are full of all of the flavours. The roast onions, the lemon, the marjoram, the wild fennel. And that's it. Absolutely beautiful.